Hi, this is Roman.
And Angel.
And Nora, the editor.
And you're listening to Cinema Strolls.
The film podcast about forming an opinion and regretting it later.
Or not.
Or not.
Okay, so we are gathered today to do something a little different as we approach the finale of our, I guess not approach, but this is the finale of our first season of our lovely podcast. We will do a stroll down memory lane and revisit and talk about the films that we've talked about in the podcast and see if we live up to the premise of the podcast, which is to regret some of our early decisions. Should we go chronologically or reverse order? What do you think is the better option?
I really don't know, Jeff.
Let's go in order of release. How about that? But before that, how do you feel about the podcast? Having now done it for a while, like, do you have any feelings about the whole thing? Like, how do you feel? Are you happy to have a break, or do you enjoy the experience? Are you satisfied with your first podcast that's actually being fulfilled and released for people to listen to?
Yeah, more or less. I struggle sometimes with, because of the concept of the podcast, that we don't get to go too in depth because we didn't have the time to process. It's mostly because of the films we gravitate towards. It's films you benefit from, having a think and having them sit in your mind for a while.
Maybe,
and
but
come up with how you feel about it, what each thing means.
Well, yeah, but such a nice part of loving films is the early reaction, I think. Yeah. The excitement that you feel on the way out of a movie theater, right?
Yes.
So,
and before the podcast, I haven't gone to the cinema that much, so this is a good opportunity for me to actually see new films, engage with what's happening, not just while I'm
and a few old
really
ones.
interested in it.
2025 was a surprisingly good year for releasing of old films in theaters in Bulgaria. We saw quite a few.
Yeah, tradition I really hope lives on.
I think, there's already several planned for this year. We didn't do an episode on every old movie we watched. Regardless, I don't know, do you think we should talk about, is there a point in revisiting the old movies that we watched?
Not really, I'm just happy that they're available. And, really happy that we got to see them.
Yeah.
Some surprised me. Some have aged not as well as I hoped.
Yeah.
Our most controversial episode, me hating Heat. Not hating,
who decides on what's controversial?
I just imagine the
for
general
a podcast
audience.
Sure. Our general audience of your cousin and a few friends.
Hi, Lily.
I mean, this is me being self-deprecating. But maybe if you're listening in the future, and we already have lots of fans, so this will seem pointless. But as of recording, this is our first season. We're still learning, but I've personally really enjoyed this. As you say, it's an opportunity to watch more films. Maybe we could have challenged ourselves a little bit more in terms of watching festival films, which is something that definitely we should fix for the next season.
I agree, but there were other obligations that kind of got in the way of me seeing a lot of films I really want to see.
Yeah.
I'm also very disappointed that we couldn't get together to see Sirat together, because it was a film I think you would love.
You watched it right after, the same day that we watched The Secret Agent.
Yeah.
You loved it, I guess? Or Noura loved it?
Noura fucking loved it.
Okay.
I think it's very impressive.
Okay.
I have some gripes with it, but it's aging very well in my mind.
Okay,
and it's something very impressive, and I think something you would have loved.
I will watch it first opportunity I have. This year, my two big gaps are Sirat and It Was an Accident. It Was an Accident. The Panahi film.
Yeah, Jafar Panahi film.
Yeah, which I'm sure is amazing as well, and I hope to see it. Maybe when we pick up the second season, we can revisit the big titles that we missed. What else?
And we couldn't see Avatar.
By the time of this recording, yes, we haven't seen the new Avatar. I'm a bigger fan of Avatar than you are, but I'm not too excited about this one because I already heard some people that tend to be soft on Avatar say that this one is the one that's, I guess, losing them. maybe. What I'm hearing is that it didn't do enough new things.
Yeah, kind of a rethread of the previous one
Yeah.
is what I've heard.
Maybe. I do think that we have things to say about James Cameron. So maybe when eventually we watch it, we'll do one and just release it later, like in the next season.
Probably. I think that it's a lot of things we're discussing. My mom loved it.
Your mom watched it?
Yeah,
Okay.
at the cinema at IMAX
Nice.
with my aunt, and they both loved it.
Yeah, I like James Cameron overall. Honestly, I think he only has one overt, like, poorly aged film, and that's True Lies.
Yeah, the divorce one.
Half of it is really problematic and unpleasant nowadays. But the other half,
I
actually,
mean, Crimson Jihad, you know.
I was actually talking about Crimson Jihad as the thing that's unpleasant. Well, I guess
Okay.
you're talking about the way he treats the character of.
Yeah, I mean, gaslighting your
I agree,
your wife
but
and
it's-
fucking with her.
Yes,
There's some good bits in it.
But Jamie Lee Curtis is so amazing in that film.
Yes, that is true.
But yeah, I mean, my thing is like the terrorists. I'm sure, I don't think James Cameron has ever talked about it, but given some of his statements recently about Palestine, I think he would probably regret that
Yeah,
movie.
I can imagine. And talking about James Cameron, we also there was a re-release in the cinemas of True Lies, which he wrote, like back in the 80s, I think, or something.
True Lies? No, I mean,
sorry, I mean
Strange Days. I missed it. A Catherine Bigelow movie. Did you
Yes.
watch it?
I did.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
My biggest problem with it, we're already starting off on a tangent.
That's fine.
So it feels very timely. It feels very, like everything's a powder keg about to explode
Uh-huh.
in the film. Cool music. Some of it is very tropey, but the like anarchist kind of revolutionary energy is there.
Uh-huh.
So my biggest disappointment with the film is also, that POV rape scene is. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it's
I
supposed to
see.
be disturbing,
I see.
and it disturbed Nora quite a lot in a
Right.
way that I think she enjoyed. I think she really liked the film overall, which kind of surprised me. But anyway,
Uh-huh.
but my biggest problem with the film is the very ending,
Uh-huh.
where Angela Bassett kicks ass, and she's awesome because it's a James Cameron film, so you have to have a strong female character kicking ass.
Uh-huh.
But in the end, she gives the recording of the police killing Jericho 1, the rapper. She
Uh-huh.
gives it to the chief of police
I see what you mean.
because she believes he's going to do the right thing,
Mhm.
which is
Hasn't,
bullshit.
Yeah, hasn't really aged well.
No, it really has aged really, really poorly,
I see
and
what
it
you
kind
mean.
of brings the whole energy of the film down.
Yeah, different
But
times.
it's a product of its time, yeah.
different
Overall,
times.
it's quite fun. I think our colleague Joanna was telling me that while she was watching it, she really didn't feel it was very cinematic. She felt like she was at home watching it on TV.
Interesting.
And a lot of 90s films kind of have that look and that energy.
Is
I
that
think
because
it's a
we've gotten
well-directed film.
used to a different cinematic language in the last 10 years? Like 90s movies look weird now when we watch them on a
think
big
so.
screen. Yeah.
I honestly have a feeling that there's truth to this.
Because even if you look back 10 years, movies look different now.
Oh yes, and the language is different.
Yeah.
Not even talking
The
about
way
the lighting.
the way the camera moves,
Mhm.
the way the characters speak, the way scenes are cut,
The
way
cutting is very obviously different, I feel.
Yeah.
So I see what she means. I think it's a well-looking film, a well-directed film, certainly. Some of it is tropey, some of it has not aged great, some of the acting is kind of hokey, but it's par for the course. It's one of the better cyberpunk films overall.
Okay.
It's no Johnny Mnemonic, but it's pretty good.
Is it one of the better Catherine Bigelow movies?
I really haven't seen that many Catherine Bigelow
Okay.
movies. I haven't seen Near Dark, which is
Uh-huh.
the one I really want to see.
Uh-huh.
And I have never been interested in the war or terror.
Yeah.
Type of films.
Those are mixed. It's a mixed bag.
Yeah, I've just never been interested in that aesthetic, in that conflict in general. I've seen Black Hawk Down.
That's not her.
I know, but it's
But
a movie
it's-
about
yeah.
the conflict and this type of war is hell. And
Quentin Tarantino's choice for best film of the century.
yeah, what can you say at this point?
I mean, based on his list overall, I would say he should watch more movies.
Yeah. I mean, we discussed the fact that he seems to. You put it very well. I just can't remember the exact phrasing, but back in the day, he used to introduce people to Shaw Brothers and show them 35mm prints of very rare finds, and now he's just, I watched it on Tubi or on cable. And I thought it was pretty good.
I mean, he's old.
He's in his 60s now.
It's not the reason to cancel him. There's other reasons to be.
Other better reasons to cancel him. Yeah.
But anyway,
let's maybe start with the actual Stroll down memory lane.
All right. So some of these were actually recorded way earlier than they were released. So it's really faded in my memory.
Well,
do
that's
you have
kind of the point.
Do you have any hot takes on Nosferatu, the 2024 remake?
I feel like watching it immediately after the original clouded our judgment. Not clouded it, colored it, let's say.
Maybe.
I still feel it's a fun, well-made film. I wish it did more.
Okay.
The consensus seems to be that a lot of people really love it.
I don't have any lingering memories from that film. I mean, there's the shot of the shadow of the hand going over the city.
That was cool.
What else?
Her
performance.
Her shaking, that was pretty good. The shot of the Dracula, Nosferatu bleeding from his asshole and his eyes and stuff.
What?
No, don't you remember?
His eyes, yes, not his asshole.
Pretty sure we discussed it at some point. Anyway, he was bleeding from all his orifices. That was a kind of cool shot. And I appreciate, meaning something we mentioned in the episode.
Yeah.
I appreciate they tried to give the female character more agency and more to do. I appreciate the overall connotations of, sexual abuse and power dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't enough. I still feel it could have gone in more dark, more fucked up directions.
I agree.
But I guess it was aiming for a larger audience and didn't want to be too challenging. It seems to be his most box office film. And it's very well made. I laughed.
Now he's doing one about a werewolf now.
Good
Again,
on him.
misspelled, and I'm sure it will be very stylish. I am not all that excited about it, but
I like the guy. He's very talented, he's very good. I worry he's kind of cornering himself into a niche. And he deserves better because given how good the Witch and the Lighthouse are, I think he can do more.
Yeah.
So he should be careful. Look at me talking to a very successful, respected Hollywood director. Anyway, film was alright. I've forgotten almost everything. I just remember the feeling
which is really
I wanted
our
more.
own problem. I mean, we didn't vibe with it. Doesn't mean that the movie isn't good.
No, I was vibing with when I was watching it.
Yeah, me too. But then I
had a thought for a moment. I was like, this guy can do more. I hope he does more.
Yeah, likewise.
More challenging, more interesting stuff.
Okay.
Film was fun though.
It was fun. Yeah. Are you okay moving on?
Sure.
Okay. So the next released episode was Mickey 17.
And now that you've seen Parasite, which is the film before that.
Yeah, obviously Parasite is much better, but I wasn't. Is that the metric by which we judge?
Well, no, I'm only mentioning it because I feel like a lot of people are very harsh on Mickey 17 because
Parasite
they were only
was so
introduced
amazing,
to Bong Joon-ho through Parasite, and they were expecting that all of his films are like that.
So they haven't seen Snowpiercer? They haven't seen his more Okja or whatever that was?
Okja, I feel like not a lot of people have seen Okja. I haven't seen Okja.
Sillier films.
Yeah. Snowpiercer is closer in style and cinematic language, certainly in visual language to Mickey 17. I had fun with Mickey 17.
Me too.
It's bloated.
It doesn't
it's
come
uneven.
near being on my favorite film list.
No, but I had quite a lot of fun with it.
I agree with the politics of it. You could say that they're a bit too on the nose.
Yeah, but Parasite is also on the nose. Snowpiercer is very on the nose.
I think Parasite has more there for you to analyze, for you to chew on, I think.
I agree.
And it's more serious, just by virtue of the fact that it's a drama. It's more grounded in reality.
Yes, okay, I agree that it's more subtle, but it's not that much subtle.
But Mickey 17 delivers on the sci-fi stuff, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
It delivers on the concept. I had quite a lot of fun with it.
Me too.
It's not his best work, it's not a must-watch, but it's a very pleasant, fun watch. The more I think about it, I less and less like Mark Ruffalo's performance. I also didn't particularly like him in Poor Things.
So you don't like him when he goes a bit over the top?
Yeah, when he goes ham it's obvious he's having fun, but I'm not along for the ride, I guess. Just doesn't vibe for me.
Okay, I mean, it's a caricature.
Yeah, very
Toni
obvious.
Collette also does a caricature.
Yeah, but she can pull it off better. I don't know why. She's more believable.
Okay. I like it when Mark Ruffalo is more serious. I think he's a great actor.
Yeah.
I used to be happy every time I see him in a film. There's something that Marvel does something to actors, though. I feel like it kind of taints their image. I don't know if I've said this in the podcast before, but I feel like I used to be happy when I saw Mark Ruffalo or Don Cheadle. You know, these were all very respectable and talented actors. And now I see Don Cheadle and I think of Marvel. I see Mark Ruffalo, my brain immediately goes to Marvel. Sebastian Stan is trying really hard to move away from that. And
I hope he does it.
He's doing well, I think, with that. I think he actually is doing a good job of
Picking interesting roles.
picking interesting roles and supporting indie films that only get funded because he's in them.
You did enjoy The Apprentice.
I did enjoy The Apprentice, but in hindsight, probably one of the most useless films ever made. But because it was made before the re-election. And, I mean, I guess a movie like that is not supposed to change the course of history, but it failed to open anyone's eyes to what
It was
Trump
preaching to the
is.
choir.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody
and most of those
in
films
Magellan was going to
usually.
see that movie.
Yeah, exactly. But I think he does give a great performance in it. Anyway, Mickey 17, I stand by it. I recommend it, but it's not amazing by any stretch.
But it's fun. It's funny.
Yeah.
And it has a lot in its mind, which is something we always appreciate, even when it falters.
Okay, so is there more to say about Black Bag?
I think we kind of gushed over Black Bag enough.
It does give me an excuse to talk about one of my favorite and coolest things to talk about, Star Wars. Steven Soderbergh, we found out recently that he was actually flirting with the idea of doing a Star Wars film, and Disney canceled it right before giving it a green light. Like basically, they prepped the script and they had everything ready to go, and it was
Then
canceled.
they pulled the plug, yeah.
And I only mentioned this because, first of all, I find it insane to even consider what a Star Wars movie directed by Steven Soderbergh would represent. What would it be? Because he's not that kind of a filmmaker. Was he planning on shooting it himself, as usual? It was supposed to be a sequel to the last one. So
Which one?
it was supposed to be a sequel to The Rise of Skywalker.
Really?
Yes, we've talked about this.
I must have forgotten that part.
It's literally about Kylo Ren coming back somehow
Somehow.
from the dead. It was basically about the redemption of his soul. It was called The Hunt for Ben Solo, for him, like the original name of that character. I just find it weird. Like I did watch an interview with Soderbergh recently where he said that he's kind of obliged as a filmmaker. He has to adapt to the conditions that he lives in, and I guess this was him considering making some money for a change, because Black Bag was not successful.
Which is such a shame.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sad that he's not making a Star Wars film, but I would have liked to see that because
Sounds bonkers. Sounds so
just
bizarre.
I don't know how
Two worlds colliding.
Exactly. But I hope he gets money from somewhere else.
I really do.
Yeah.
We're big fans. I really enjoyed Black Bag. It's kind of like a perfect little film. It's 90 minutes. It's well acted. It's well executed. Doesn't overstay its welcome. It's not having too much on its mind. It's just very entertaining and very well made. Just delivers on everything it sets up, I think. And we need more movies like that.
Yeah, well, also not very ambitious in terms of
That is true, but that's
delivering
fine.
a message, but
Not every film needs to be.
I agree.
I know we're, especially me, I feel like I'm talking about politics maybe too much, and I don't want this to color all my judgments and all my takes on films. I don't think any film needs to be political. I feel like every film is, regardless if you're aware of it or not.
Yeah.
But not everything needs to wear its politics on its sleeve or have very important things to say or very important things on its mind. I love that it started as a spy thriller and it kind of became like a romantic dark comedy.
Yeah.
It misleads you and then it turns out it's more about the relationships of the characters.
Yeah. I don't know.
Which
I think it's a great film.
Very.
It's a great film, but it's not.
It is like top 5 for me this year.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, what else is there? We didn't
We
watch
did
that
it-
many
yeah.
films that we gushed over. new ones, I mean. Then we released an episode on Grand Theft Hamlet. I don't know what else to say about it, other than that it's very good.
It's very good and you should see it.
Yeah, support your local experimental documentaries.
Absolutely.
We got a shout out from the filmmakers, which was really nice.
That was lovely, yeah.
They shared a story linked to our episode, so we really appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, this is a big one. Sinners. I'm not sure I still don't feel very prepared to talk about it, but obviously the zeitgeist has spoken. I think Sinners is one of the bigger films of this year. It's one that's going to probably remain in the canon.
I feel so.
In hindsight, how do you feel about it?
I thought it was very enjoyable, and I'm aware that I'm not picking up on everything he's laying out.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, I think in the episode we talked about, I made a joke about waiting for Red Signifier to make a video. He did make that video. It's very good. You should check it out if you're interested in some analysis on it. Both FD Signifier and one of my favorite YouTubers, the Morbid Zoo, have videos on analyzing Sinners, and they are American. FD is African American, so he's much more tuned to the culture and much more aware of what the director is doing. All little clues he's setting only for black audiences that go past the heads of whiteys like us.
Also, we're not American, so...
Also, we're not American.
But
so.
I think the film did deliver. If you're abstract from all that, I think the film does deliver on the horror aspect of it as well.
Kinda, yeah. It's...
Or you're not too happy. Does the film work for you just on that ground, or do you feel like you need to have an appreciation of the political subtext in order to even like the film?
I feel like the political, it's not subtext. It's so overt and it's so in your face. It's not... Everything is spelled out, but it's just obviously saying something. The fact that it's saying something is very easy to pick up and appreciate. What exactly it's saying can be decoded and interpreted in several directions, I feel. I think the film is very fun, very well executed, good performances. Yeah, there's horror elements. I don't think it's particularly scary or trying to. It's more like a thrill ride.
It's a thrill ride, yeah
and
exactly.
It works very well like it. My problem with it...
You want to go there?
Yeah. Why
no,
not?
let's go there and there.
Okay, well, I do have some pacing issues. I feel like as much as I appreciate, was it Smoke or Stack the one who remained at the end?
Man, I don't remember.
Anyway, one of the twins blowing at some KKKs, that was cool, but I felt like it was going on for way too long. Like the Rambo
slow motion sequence.
And him seeing his dead wife with their dead child. It was kind of didn't work for me, to be honest. I feel like this could have been shortened, if not completely cut from the film, and I wouldn't miss it, me particularly. The
part of him seeing the dead wife, or the whole shootout?
The whole shootout.
You think so? I think it's pretty important that you see him kill those KKKs.
But I feel like it went for way too long.
Okay.
It's just a pacing issue for me in the film. But overall, very good performances, obviously tapped into the culture, obviously saying something. Evdy's video essay about it is very interesting because I think it was called something like The Death of Black Art. He interprets it as Coogler acknowledging the fact that he's restricted and being having made it into the upper echelons of Hollywood with the Black Panther and with Sinners. Maybe the biggest black director who got there.
Okay,
even
but
past
now,
Spike Lee with the type of budgets.
Yeah. But now he's getting it. He's there, I think, now.
Exactly, he's there, but Evdy reads the film as kind of an admission that he's stifled by the system. He cannot be a revolutionary. He cannot do overtly say everything he wants to say because he's locked into the system.
I understand.
So I highly encourage everybody who's interested in the film, who like the film and want to get a deeper vibe, to check out those video essays.
Video,
Yes, and the Morbid Zoo also.
Okay.
The whole thing, because we talked about specifically the music industry, because the film is very musical and it's talking about the evolution of black culture and black music, and white producers coming in and kind of stealing it and consuming it. But he goes deeper, talks about the black American experience, the black culture, and how this has been drained and kind of fed on by leeches and parasites, which is what the vampires represent. But also one thing I really appreciate is the fact that the vampires are complicated, morally gray, and you feel kind of sympathetic. They're kind of stuck in this way and they miss it. I really feel like the best part of the film is that post-credit scene. It really kind of made you think about
and I think it's
stuff.
a big error that they put it as a post-credit scene. I think that was a mistake. Not that I don't think people had enough time to leave the theater before the scene showed up. But if by any chance you're watching this film at home,
you missed out.
And you're the kind of person who turns the movie off immediately when you see credits, because it's credits over a scene, like there's a guy playing guitar and you see credits over that. But if you switch the film off, you will miss the best scene in the film.
I agree.
And I have no idea why it's there. Maybe it was a studio mandate of some kind. I think it doesn't make any sense to me to make that decision otherwise.
Maybe it was the
like a pacing thing, or I don't know. Maybe it was he felt like it had to be there as almost as a surprise, maybe. But you risk people tuning out or turning off your movie before you get to it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think overall it's a great film, and obviously history has spoken on it. So it's nominated for all sorts of awards. And good for Ryan Coogler. I've never been this excited about him as a filmmaker, even though
he's the most interesting blockbuster maker right now, I feel.
Possibly? I don't know.
I mean, we're skipping Nolan, we're skipping the usual suspects.
Well, maybe we're skipping someone else, but sure.
Who?
Right now I can't think of anyone, but...
Ryan Johnson is
he's not
doing
making
his own
blockbusters by any stretch.
I feel like from the new guys, he's on the upper. He's the first guy who really made it a new guy you're gonna see this film because his name's attached to it.
Well, there's Denis Villeneuve, more or less around the same time.
I feel like they're appealing to different audiences because...
Yeah, but it's a big blockbuster.
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve after Dune, certainly.
Yeah.
Gonna have a lot of people interested in what he does next.
Definitely.
Also, he's older.
He is older, yeah.
And Ryan Coogler is younger than us.
Yeah.
And he's more tapped into younger people.
He's not younger than us, is he? No, he's not younger
okay.
than us. He's the same generation as Lindsay Ellis.
Yeah, they were in the same school together. Yeah, good point.
Yeah. Anyway, good for him, and I look forward to whatever he does next, which I think is the next Black Panther movie.
Did you ever see he's 39.
Wakanda Forever. I never watched Wakanda Forever, no.
Me neither. I mean, he was put in a tough spot, but it didn't look very appealing to me. Honestly, I didn't really care for the original Black Panther. I think we discussed it.
We mentioned it. Maybe I need to reappreciate it at some point, but
it's okay when
it's
something
not the worst
not for
Marvel
you.
film. I can tell you that.
Certainly not.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a lot in Sinners I'm not picking up on, but I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun, and I'm happy that it resonates.
I think it warrants a rewatch. I think we should definitely, like in our non-podcasting civilian lives, we should.
Absolutely. Also, it's fun. It's just enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
It's a breezy watch.
Okay.
So I think it's still highly recommended. It's one of the films that's gonna have lasting power, and a lot of people are gonna talk about it for generations to come. I still enjoy Black Panther more. Just more my speed and more my vibe.
Yeah. Okay, that's a question also of personal taste, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, up next we have Mission Impossible 8. Easily the worst film we watched for the podcast, still, right?
I think so, yeah.
I'm not saying it's the worst film that's come out this year, but it's the worst film that we've sat down for this podcast.
I hate it.
I think it's atrocious in many ways. The infantilization of the characters. Like if you've given any... Like if you've been on board with these characters in previous films, even as recent as Mission Impossible Fallout, I think this film is an insult to all those characters. I think that there's a weird Messiah complex thing that you can really feel this time around.
Yeah.
Where you actually get the feeling that possibly Tom Cruise has a weird desire to play a messianic kind of character. We mentioned this in the podcast, but I feel like the character of Ethan Hunt is obviously supposed to be this incredibly generous human who will put his life in front of anyone else's life. He doesn't want to be a messiah, but Tom Cruise definitely wants to be a messiah. And he's out there enacting these acts of miracles, like tying himself to a plane and jumping off of tall buildings and not dying. I think we're actually watching a man record his own weird Messiah fetish.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can yield pretty good results. Not this time around, and I'm really sad for the Tom Cruise that could have been, because he's an amazing actor. He's doing a movie with Iñárritu next. I'm not the world's biggest fan of Alejandro González Iñárritu, but still, it sounds more interesting than Mission Impossible for sure.
Absolutely. I watched an interview with the editor
Uh-huh.
of Mission Impossible.
But was it in regards to this film or one of the previous ones?
This one.
Okay.
And he really laid it out how hard it was,
Uh-huh.
because they were, figuring
Shooting
it
without
out.
a script?
Yeah, they were shooting without
yeah.
a script, and almost felt kind of apologetic, like, I know, this is what we had to work with. This was just the situation.
Also, I think the whole
this is the
thing
best we could
suffered
do.
a lot from the pandemic, or at least the previous film did, and this one maybe had to adapt to what was originally a different plan.
It
Also,
feels like they've cut tons of it.
which is insane because the film lasts like 2 weeks
I know,
in runtime.
but they cut like an hour.
Okay, so what I know is that originally it was supposed to be told non-chronologically, and then they decided, no, actually this makes no sense. We should.
You know who told them that?
Tom Cruise, most likely.
No, Guillermo del Toro.
Okay.
He was there. He gave him some pointers. The editor says that he came in, he watched it. He says, "This, I'm so confused. This makes no sense.
Okay.
You should do it chronologically."
Interesting.
And they decided to do it
I would
chronologically.
love to watch that cut of the film, just to see how more baffling this can be.
It's very bad. And what I'm shocked, it's not even that the film is that bad, but the reception is getting. I feel like we're the only ones complaining about how.
No, we're not the only ones complaining. I think we're the only ones that I know that are this angry about it, but there's a lot of other people who have said this is a disappointment. I think most of them are not that engaged with Mission Impossible to begin with. Not that you are, but I think most of them don't remember where they started. So they don't really care. For
it's
them,
been 30 years.
Yeah, for them it kind of started with Fallout. And Fallout, even though it's a pretty good film, it's where the problems start, in a way. Everyone involved is capable of making better films. So I don't know what happened.
I really don't know. I think it's horrible. I think it's not. I mean, you can watch the plane stuff, and the submarine stuff the scene is very good.
The submarine sequence is good, and I think I can see how a version of the film that ended up on the ice when he comes out, so you wouldn't have to lose the whole South African bit at the end. I can even see how that would work non-chronologically, because the two teams split up, and you could have had different, almost like a chaptered structure where after they split up, you actually spent a whole act with just his friends who have to believe that he's doing his side of things.
I think this film is kind of begging for a fan edit.
And then
it's a film that I can really
then
appreciate.
it would end with them on the ice, and then you would cut back to him. You would have a whole chapter about his side of the same story, and then the two timelines converging, and him clicking the button and destroying whatever the entity was, and that could have worked more. And you don't need the whole thing, the whole bit at the end of the.
I agree.
At the server room in South Africa.
Especially if somebody can fish out some more deleted scenes. Somebody can make this into not a great film, but certainly a better film.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I feel bad talking negatively about films, but yeah, this one is the one that I dislike out of everyone that we've. I don't think did we actively dislike any other film? Oh no, there's one. Yeah.
We're gonna get to it.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it. Okay, so after Mission Impossible, what was next? After Mission Impossible, we talked about 28 years later.
One thing I've changed my mind on. I complained for a long time about the cinematography and how disappointed I was in how the film looks. And in Anthony Del Mantle, who is one of my favorite cinematographers. I do feel like a big part of it was because the screening we were attending was pretty shitty.
Yeah.
And seeing more of the film on TV, on better screens, not rewatching the film, but seeing just bits of it, it looks better than I give it credit for. The whole kind of clashing aesthetic between the weird lenses and then just clean digital drone footage works better than I gave it credit for. And kind of I warmed up to the aesthetic. I still don't care about the film. And I have some friends who really loved it and who really defend it and think it was very interesting and very innovative.
Okay.
I thought it was... Still feel like Gen Xers
but
trying to be cool.
Okay, but did you watch the trailer for the new one?
Yeah.
Because I actually feel like I didn't expect it to be a direct sequel, like this direct.
Oh yeah.
So now I'm actually thinking, okay, I haven't experienced the whole story yet. So obviously I might have to revisit this at a further point when I have more
If you feel like it.
context, because obviously the next one is going in some wild directions. Like we have the character of the medic talking about how there might be a cure for the virus. We see that maybe there's more to how the zombies even work, like how their brain sees the world. There's some interesting things out there. So, and the character of Samson, the big one,
Yeah.
it seems like he'll actually develop into
Actual character?
an actual character.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm willing to give it a shot.
We could watch it for the next season. I don't mind.
I'm
just
not sure we'll
very-
do a podcast about it, but I am willing to give it a shot, and I think I have definitely warmed a little bit. My opinion has warmed for the film. I need to watch it again with a better setup, like not as dark as the screening that we watched, because I think there's some images that I couldn't fully appreciate.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, I didn't really care for it. I finally watched the original,
Uh-huh.
which for whatever reason I've never seen, and didn't care for it either.
Okay, so
I-
it's not your thing.
It's not my thing. It's very... Actually, the story of the original is so derivative from Day of the Triffids. It's like just replace the Triffids with zombies,
Okay.
with rage zombies, and it's the same story. It's
Okay.
so many of the same moments, ending up in a mansion, finding up, the tall building with lit windows when survivors are, somebody waking up in a hospital after an operation. I didn't like the acting. I felt it was, I know it was a small production shot on DV. I can appreciate the playing around with the aesthetics. And maybe if I saw it when I was like 12, I would have loved it. But I didn't. I saw it when I was 37, and it didn't do anything for me.
I see what you mean. I did not revisit it, so I don't know if I would have any different feelings
how
about
old were
it.
you when you saw it?
Probably the right age, like probably around 2004, 2005. No, 2005, 5, 6, something like that.
Okay.
Old enough to have seen it in a very bad copy, so I probably didn't even fully appreciate the digitalness of it.
I mean, how worse can you get? It was shot on like DV.
Yeah, but when you watch a DV film on a Blu-ray release, that's when you really notice it, especially after you've grown accustomed to what movies are supposed to look like. And over the past 10 years, like, it's a lot more jarring now, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't care for it. I didn't care for it 28 years later as well. I'm open to like the trilogy in general doing some interesting stuff. I just didn't.
Well, the next one is shot by a different cinematographer, and the trailer looks a lot more normal.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of vibing with it, to be honest. I mean, I get it. We like the
It's the same with 28
digitalness.
Weeks Later, I guess. Shot on film.
I've never seen
neither.
28 Weeks Later.
But I know it's different,
Yeah.
completely different aesthetic.
Maybe it was shot on 16 actually, but I'm not. Yeah, but I'm not sure. It definitely doesn't look like
Yeah.
this. Yeah. Anyway, it's a solid film, honestly. I mean, if you like that kind of stuff, it's okay. It's really not a bad film.
It's not. I just feel like everybody has done and can do better.
And they
it's-
will probably keep doing better.
Yeah, it's just not doing anything for me.
Yeah, likewise. And as I mentioned in the episode, I'm not a huge fan of zombie movies in general. So
Yeah.
there you go. Okay.
Also, you hate vampires, but you did appreciate Sinners.
Yeah,
So
but I
it's up to you.
appreciated I mean, I actually prefer the scenes without the vampires.
I think that the actor and
The actor
Irish
is amazing.
music.
Who also, we didn't mention this when we did the 28 years later episode, is the same actor who plays the guy at the ending of
Yeah.
the film. So this guy, I don't know where he came from, but he seems to be the next big thing.
He's going places. He's
Yeah.
great.
He's a great new villain.
Yep.
Okay,
Very
Next.
charismatic. Next one.
Superman. I mean, Superman is, in my opinion, not nearly as good as the Guardians films, but it's still a pretty good comic book movie.
Yeah.
Just
a solid little.
It's not little though.
It's not little.
Don't say little when it comes to a multi-billion enterprise such as Warner Brothers. This is not the little movie that could, This is a huge production with a lot of money behind it.
Yes, but it knows it's inconsequential. It doesn't have like a messiah thing.
It doesn't, I agree.
It
It
knows
already
who-
knows that
who it's
those
aiming
who are
for.
maniacal fans of it already look at this shit as messianic anyway. So it doesn't feel the need to deliver a huge self-important message unless you take the Superman monologue at the end a bit too seriously.
I mean, it is talking about serious stuff.
It is talking about serious
I feel
stuff.
like people
Really wanted it to be about Gaza.
Palestine, yeah.
I don't think it is. Sorry,
I
guys.
don't think it is. We didn't pick up on it when we watched it. A lot of people commented afterwards, and I was like,
I think
I
it's
guess
a bit.
so.
Yeah, but I think it's a bit.
It's supposed to be every conflict,
It's exactly and
every downtrodden society
Yeah.
being crushed by authoritarian capitalist boot.
also given how optimistic the film is, it feels almost wrong to compare it to what happens in Gaza.
Yeah.
It just I don't know.
Well, in this universe, it's as easy as that because
In
there's
this
Superman
universe,
to stop the
Green
Zionists.
Lantern will
Yeah.
show up and he will create a shield around all these people. Well, that's not reality. So
Yeah, but
to compare
it is
those two
superhero
things-
escapism.
yeah, exactly. Well, to compare those two things, kind of only makes me remember how bad reality is. To be
Yeah.
honest, I watched all of Peacemaker season 2. I was a bit disappointed by the ending. I felt like it was building towards more than it did. I am cautiously optimistic about the future of whatever James Gunn does, not necessarily the whole universe. Obviously, everything might change now that Netflix is buying Warner.
Mm.
We'll see what happens there, but this is not a podcast where we will be doing lots of comic book movies going forward, I think. It's not something that I'm overly eager to do.
No.
Although we might do one on the Avengers, just because it might be a good opportunity to talk about the aftermath of comic book movies in general,
Yeah.
and to be negative for a big chunk of the episode, even if the film ends up being decent.
I cannot imagine it being decent.
I'm curious. I mean, I'm sure it will be disappointing, but I'm curious in which way. Because
Yeah,
it's going to be the ultimate of the whole idea of this multiverse. The purpose that it serves is to tell everyone who's ever been a fan of these things that your version of it
It's true.
is
It's canon.
valid,
Yeah.
it's canon, but don't you forget that now this is the main canon. And so this is a way, it's Disney absorbing everything that you've ever loved.
It's a huge fucking retread the way the Rise of Skywalker is. They tried to do something, it didn't work, so now it's back to basics.
Yeah, but
back
the
to what works.
function of it, the function of the whole multiverse thing is to tell fans who have rejected the MCU can now be like, okay, I guess my thing is also part of the MCU technically. And isn't it nice that they can be a whole bunch of Spider-Men talking to each other?
Spider-Man films are fun.
No, I'm not saying they're not fun. I'm just saying that what this serves is it serves to reinforce Disney's
Maybe
possession
you know
of every
stuff
IP.
about, I have no idea what the plot of Doomsday is going to be. I don't know what
It's
the
going to
story
be
is.
about every character you ever know showing up. That's
Okay.
what it's going to be about.
I did not know that.
It's going to be
because I
about,
haven't cared.
then the second one will be about, I guess the second one will be about that. This one will set the stages for the second one of these two new ones.
Okay.
This one will be about, hey, remember the X-Men? There they are,
Yeah.
fighting the Avengers. It's at this point it's just, it's divorced from any sort of message, any sort of meaning,
Yeah, it's just
which is
kids playing with their toys.
which was not the case, I feel like, for Superman.
Yeah. We're talking about how it's an inconsequential film who didn't have a lot on its mind. It did. It obviously did. Wanted to address things in the real world. Wanted to give some hope and some optimism to a broader audience that, and by giving them a very just likable, kind of clumsy, but well-meaning
Yeah.
protagonist who's not grimdark and doesn't have a Jesus complex or whatever.
Yeah.
And
It's a bit naive, though, obviously.
it is very naive, but I kind of like
the one
this in
thing
my
that's
superhero
maybe,
films.
but the one thing that for me, the one thing that I don't like about the film in hindsight is there's a speech at the end where Superman says, even you have some good in you, Lex, and I don't see that because
Yeah.
you see the guy murder a person, and that scene to me was not, in hindsight, I think it's unpleasant, where he just shoots a guy in the head
Oh yeah, it's very
because he sold him
jarring.
falafels once.
Mm.
It might even be lazy writing. Also, I think it's just in poor taste. And also, you don't need your villains to be that villainous, especially if you then are trying to hint at. I mean, I'm sure there's not
Maybe
going to be,
in the next one, Superman's finally gonna get with the program and realize that
Yeah.
he's beyond saving.
probably. Oh yeah, definitely. But I'm sure that I was gonna make a joke about maybe falafel guy will be revived in the next one. but I doubt it.
He's a superhero now.
Yeah, exactly. I think overall it's a pretty good.
Falafel.
Jesus, I think it's a good film. I think it's a good comic book film. Obviously, if you hate comic book films, this is not going to be the one that converts you.
I think this is the type of comic book films I want to see. Not taking it too seriously, but having things on its mind, being kind of naive and goofy and cringy.
You can do one with even more things on its mind.
I agree.
But there's obviously a limit to how much you can expect from Warner.
Yeah, and how much you can expect from this type of cinema in general.
Yeah.
How much they're gonna allow it. It's kind of the Ryan Coogler thing.
How
How overt are you allowed to be?
Yeah. Yeah.
There
Anyway.
was sorry to go back
ahead,
to Sinners, but there was an interview with some young journalist talking about Sinners with Ryan Coogler, and she's like, and this is obviously how evil capitalism is, and how the means of production and stuff like that. And he's like,
Yeah.
He wants to say yes, but he also cannot say
can't
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Hey, he can. He can always just become a poorer director.
yeah, he can always just refuse his status as the first black guy to get
Yeah.
up in the upper echelons of
Exactly.
blockbuster American cinema, and just
The option is there, guys. You can always
Yeah,
just reject money.
yeah, you're a legend.
You can always go back. Actually, in his case, yeah, he could become like an A24 kind of guy, or even more indie than that.
He has reached kind of Jordan Peele status, so Jordan Peele really is milking his name by producing stuff that's not very good.
I haven't seen most of the stuff that he's produced.
But he, a Jordan Peele
Movie
production,
means something. Yeah.
yeah, so there's a built-in audience, and Ryan Coogler now has this built-in audience.
Yeah,
he
so
wants
now
to
is the
make smaller
time.
films that have more overt
I don't know how many
messages.
houses he's bought. I don't know how. I think when you become a big director in Hollywood, I'm pretty sure you get immediately embroiled in a lot of debt. Actually, I'm sure you have to.
Possible, but then he has this historical deal he made about Sinners.
True.
He's gonna get all the rights after 20 years.
Yeah,
I forget the
yeah,
details,
true.
but it was a big deal.
Okay, so wait 20 years, cash in on the rights of Sinners by making some kind of sequel that's not related to Warner Brothers.
Also, I feel like, and this might be a problematic thing for me to say, because again, I'm a white guy from the Balkans, so I know nothing about the black experience. But I do feel like there's a lot of people coasting on the goodwill. Like in black culture, there's a lot of people coasting on the goodwill of stuff they've done like 30 years ago, and they
What
get
do you
a
mean,
pass.
like Dave Chappelle?
Like Dave Chappelle, who is just vile and out of touch, rich guy now. But he went to Africa like 20 years ago, and this kind of gives him some important status. Or some musicians who were a big deal back in the days, and because it's a smaller, it's like a parallel culture.
Yeah.
So within that parallel culture, some people have more staying power and a lot more goodwill towards them.
Yeah. See what you mean.
So he can, like a Dave Chappelle, he has reached an iconic status.
And now
very
he can,
young, and if he wants to, he can coast.
Yeah.
The same way like Spike Lee had a very dry spell.
Yeah, maybe a dry spell, but I don't think he's ever coasted.
He's never coasted. He always wanted to do stuff. But even when he was doing a bad film after bad film that didn't connect with anybody, he was still fucking Spike Lee, Then he came back with Black Klansman. He's done some interesting stuff afterwards. My point is, as you said, there's always an option to not be the biggest thing in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And you're set for life.
Yeah.
You're still gonna be beloved, and you can have the freedom to address more overtly things that are obviously on your mind.
I agree.
As a creative person.
I agree.
But kind of like, sorry Nora, the Barbie director.
Greta Gerwig.
Greta Gerwig, yeah.
Yeah.
Greta Gerwig is obviously trying to position herself as not the next Spielberg, but somebody who's very the highest achieved and the highest paid and the highest accoladed female director. I think she's going for this. She's very pointedly trying to become this.
Yeah.
And there's trade-offs.
Yeah, well, the allure of capitalism, I guess. It's
I don't know.
just because you're African American doesn't mean you don't like money.
Of course.
And if money, doesn't make you a revolutionary figure immediately. So you might enjoy, once you're in a position where you can coast, it's obviously tempting to do it.
Yeah.
And not to bite the hand that feeds, but we'll see. Honestly, if you want to find any sort of provocative storytelling, I don't think we're going to find it in the films that we've watched for this podcast.
Yeah.
Except maybe a few ones that are made outside the Hollywood system.
Yeah. It's hard to find any type of challenging film that's going to challenge the status quo in Hollywood in general.
Speaking of, and this is a huge digression, but I remember you mentioned being disappointed by a film that you were excited about. It's an older film that you watched recently. Didn't you watch How to Blow Up a Pipeline?
So I watched How to Blow Up a Pipeline, and I think, okay, that's a neat little film about, revolutionaries and resistance and stuff like that. I have not read the book.
Okay.
And then I read and watched some stuff. Every time I say read, I mean I watch something on YouTube because I don't read anymore, because my brain is fried.
Don't say that, man. Don't.
No, it's true. It's very hard
spoil
to,
it.
maybe audiobooks and stuff like that, but it's very hard for me to read now, and I'm very sad about it.
Okay.
But I watch a lot of political YouTube essays and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a discussion about How to Blow Up a Pipeline, the book,
Mm-hmm.
and how the book is not about get your friends and blow up a pipeline.
No.
It's about
I
how
would assume it's not literally
everything
about that.
is really fucked up, and how all these kind of stochastic acts of violence and state terrorism are kind of meaningless unless they're kind of part of a larger initiative,
Movement or
a larger
initiative.
movement that's coordinated and that has very clear goals and what it's trying to achieve. Because if it's not, it's going to dissolve. It's going to be crushed by the state, and it's going to devolve into nothing. The same way that, after the 2008 financial crisis, you had the Occupy Wall Street movement, which had a lot of charge, a lot of very passionate, capable people at the helm, and then it petered off because it didn't have any direction, and it didn't have any meaningful idea of what it wanted to do. It was not coordinated.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this theory by a lot of people, it seems, on Reddit and YouTube and different platforms, that How to Blow Up a Pipeline, the film, is a psyop.
Oh wow.
That because they did get like an FBI or CIA consultant.
Wow. Okay.
And it feels like this is a film trying to bait would-be anarchists into doing some dumb shit so they can come crashing
I'm gonna
on.
have to watch those YouTube conspiracy videos to see if I buy that. Also, I have to watch the film, possibly even read the book. I don't know, but that sounds bonkers. But okay, maybe it's true.
I don't know if it's true, but it's bonkers. It's very interesting.
Okay, I just want to get really quickly to the next one because I don't think we're going to talk much about it.
Okay.
The next one is weapons. Empty calories. That's all I have to say about it. It's really fun, but
I had a lot of fun with it.
so what? No, I'm kidding. It's fun. It's good.
It was funny. It was, I wonder if there's more to it. I wonder
I don't think
if there's any deeper meaning.
that we've
I
missed.
still wish you've seen Barbarian so we can
I haven't
talk
seen
about
it,
Barbarian.
but
I don't
will.
know if I can spoil it,
Don't.
Okay.
I want to watch it. I want to be surprised by it.
because then we can talk about the thing that it's doing that a lot of people appreciate it, but I feel it's very icky.
Okay. Okay.
And I know what it's trying to do, and I understand it because this is how horror movies like use metaphor in many ways. But it's very overtly about something, and I do think weapons. A lot of people were hoping it's about the school shooting.
It doesn't
epidemic.
matter what people hoped. I just think the final film that we watched, ultimately the ending, funny though it is, didn't you feel like it was a deflation of all the potential that it had up until that point?
Yeah, there's people who's trying to analyze more into it, to read more into it. It's interesting to ponder. I didn't see it when I watched it. I wouldn't mind seeing it again just because I think it's fun. I did feel it was, as you said, when I watched it, I think it was empty calories, but a lot of fun. Maybe there's more to it.
All right.
I don't know.
All right, maybe.
It's definitely worth a watch if you're a horror fan, because I think
Okay, I will revisit it.
it's fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we ready for the big one? Because since we're going chronologically.
Yeah.
All right, so we have to talk about One Battle After Another, which is still a film that I respect immensely, and I don't want anything we say to take away from the film's achievements. But now you can go ahead and tell me how I'm wrong for liking it.
I remember that I was a lot more, pumped for One Battle After Another than you were. Well,
No,
just
we
talking
were
about
both equally, I think, in unison, and obviously I don't know.
before the film
before.
came
Oh no,
out.
I couldn't care less. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Which I thought was kind of weird because we're both PT fans.
I guess.
Broadly, I feel like actually you were a PT fan before I was, because it
You
took me
became
a
a
while
fan of
to
his
become.
films that I missed out on. Like I was a fan of his earlier stuff more than you were, and then you watched all his later stuff.
And
that
I like them more than the older
that I
stuff.
didn't actually watch at the time.
Yeah. So we watched it, and we were. I assume you've listened to the episode. We were praising the shit out of it.
Yeah, we were very elated by the
We
whole
were
experience.
very elated.
Yeah.
And even now, and I was very much enjoying the film and loving everything he was putting out. Even then, there was something in the back of my mind. I was kind of
You knew that there was.
worried. I wasn't sure about, and it all out to do with.
You knew there was gonna be problem. There was gonna be trouble.
It's all centered for me around the character of Perfidia Beverly Hills.
Okay.
I think that was the name of Tiana Taylor's character. Even when I was watching, I know it's supposed to be satirical and it's supposed to be poking fun, and I really appreciate it. I mean, it's not deep satire of the fascists, but they're very dumb, so you don't need to.
No, but it's satire on a larger scale. So this
Yes.
one actually gets seen by people,
Yes,
and that's what I appreciated about it.
and
It's an expensive satire.
yes, and I appreciate it. I wasn't sure about the portrayal of like black revolutionaries is supposed to think. I was like, this kind of feels like, I'm not sure what the joke is. I'm not sure what his take on these people is. And I always had in the back of my mind, I don't know how I feel about it. I want to hear about, actual black people,
Right.
what their experience with this film and with this character is. And here, of course, I'm gonna,
Yeah, just go ahead, steal the takes.
I'm gonna admit that I am in a media bubble. I don't follow a lot of black people. The black people I follow are
And the one you follow
very,
is.
it's gonna go back to Eddie Signifier again, who is the most popular black YouTuber with, white, liberal, left-leaning guys.
Okay.
I guess I'm just part of this group.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not very thrilled to have me, but it is what it is. But it's not only him. A lot of people felt like this portrayal was kind of icky, is what I'm getting. I wasn't sure what his take is, what the satire is. What I'm trying to say is, it's been a roller coaster for me. I love the film, but I felt like there's something that was bothering me. I wanted to delve deeper into it. I listened to commentaries by other people, black men, black women, who felt like this portrayal was very problematic, playing into very stereotypes of over-sexualized black women, fetishized by white men. She herself wants to have sex all the time, playing into the Jezebel trope. Her being coded as a kind of, and even Tiana Taylor thing about how she based the character on Asada Shakur, and then her being, betraying everybody, betraying the revolution, killing a black person, ratting out all her accomplices. The fact that, it's coded kind of Black Panther-ish,
Yeah.
even though it is a mixed group. You see
Yeah.
white people as well. Leo is there, the Haim sister
Yeah.
is there, so it's obviously not
It's
Black
a
Panther.
fictitious. It's a fictional.
It's a fictional thing, but it's basing its aesthetic, I felt, on Black Revolutionary. And not that I know that much about Huey Newton and stuff, but who was the other? Yeah, Fred Hampton. So obviously, I'm a white guy from the Balkans. All I know about Huey Newton and Fred Hampton is seeing Jesus and Black Messiah and watching some YouTube videos. It's not something I learned in school, but I know that Perfidia's kind of type of revolutionary violence seems to be coded more closer to the Weather Underground, which was mostly white people blowing stuff in the late 60s, 70s. And this is the type of resistance that the Black Panthers were clearly against, because they were for,
So mixing those two things is a bad idea. You're saying.
It feels like it was intentionally kind of misrepresenting the movement. Also, the fact that, women were kind of the lifeblood of the movement, because, the FBI was shooting and arresting all the men. So the people who were left to mend the pieces, to run the day-to-day stuff, to bring up a generation that remembers what the whole thing was fighting for, was left to the women. So it felt to me like having this revolutionary woman who betrays everybody and doesn't want to be a mother, which some people find it very, interesting that you can show a woman struggling with motherhood and not wanting to be stuck in a role and wanting to do other stuff. That's valid, but I felt, and other people that I follow and read felt that this was just misrepresenting and
I'm not denying that. I understand that, and definitely knocks the movie down a peg. But still.
But this is where the roller coaster comes.
Okay.
And this is me trying to listen to other people from different backgrounds, who have different experiences.
Eventually getting confused.
Not confused, but there is a guy who made a YouTube video recently who talks about how Perfidia Beverly Hills is a stand-in for Obama. The betrayed hope and the revolution. And
Okay, sure.
The broader, mixed race coalition who's gonna do changes, but then he betrays them. I don't know if I fully buy it, but I'm willing to bet that
Good one. That's a good pull.
PTA
Well
is
done.
trying to. He's working on levels. He's trying to put more stuff.
I think
there.
a movie can be problematic and good at the same time.
I think so. Yeah. So it's not the movie not being good. It's very well made. It's very great performances. Sean Penn steals the show. Everybody steals the show.
Yeah.
But this did bring it down for me because I feel like it was kind of PTA showing his age and showing not being that aware of what's happening in the zeitgeist now. And even though he's addressing the fetishization of blackness, which I found very problematic on some level because I couldn't help read this film kind of like autobiographical because PTA is the father to a mixed race daughter growing up in a very tumultuous political time. So it's very easy to read Leo is kind of in a way a stand-in for him.
Okay.
This is there. The fetishization, which I found very problematic, especially when Sean Penn meets him and says, I love black women, I love black girls.
That's a meme now.
That is a meme. But also, I do feel this is one of the things that made me think that there could be something to the Obama thing. Because everybody's, he's black. He's going to change everything because he's black. Don't you love how black he is?
Maybe. I think not that moment particularly, because I think that character is definitely about a racist who wants to sleep with black people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's levels to it.
Sure.
So yeah, perfidia meaning deceitful.
Okay.
So her whole thing is that she's a false revolutionary, kind of false messiah. If she's an actual revolutionary, she's
also,
not the
come on,
thing.
this is one thing that I don't agree with. When people say that the film doesn't have enough people who have the shit together, that's not true. All the other black characters are pretty much on top of things. She is the one that's the betrayer. Yes, I agree, but Leo is a fuck up. Yes, but all the other ones that we see years later in the future, or in the current days actually. Of the
You mean
film,
the nuns?
they seem to have things under control. I don't know.
Rebecca Hall does a great performance. She's very good at it.
Rebecca Hall?
No, Rebecca Hall. What was the name?
don't
Regina
know.
Hall.
Yeah.
Regina Hall.
And Benicio del Toro, his character.
But he's Mexican. He's Latino. He's not black.
I agree, but okay, well, yeah.
So a lot of people feel like the black people got done dirty. And
the
while
Mexicans
the Mexicans were really shown as having their shit together and doing what actual resistance looks like.
Maybe I need to rewatch it, but I don't think every black person in the film was.
So yeah, Regina Hall, she's the other more prominent black female in the film, and she's very good. Although she does, she's forced to betray him at the end as well, I think. And also there's one non-binary character who also ends up betraying them. But in all those cases, I feel like it's a normal reaction. Yes, especially for a trans character.
At a gunpoint, you will do what you have to do to survive.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people felt like this was showing trans people as deceitful. And
I immediately had that thought that, okay, people will come out of this film with that take, and that take is wrong.
That take is wrong because I feel it's very clear in that film.
All the other kids in that room, like
are not under the pressure that
they're like a bunch of white girls, and I think there was a white girl, a white guy,
like a Latino.
Yeah, but there was different degrees of privilege, and then obviously the one that's the most threatened is the one who's going to say what needs to be said to
protect themselves.
Exactly.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I had no problem with this. I felt like it was normal for this character to do it. It wasn't misrepresenting anything. So
I need to rewatch the film.
I haven't rewatched it. I really should.
It's a beautiful, messy object, but I'm happy that it exists, to be honest, because this isn't what big blockbuster movies will stop being. It will never. It might even never happen again, because this is not even in his normal wheelhouse. He doesn't really do films like this expensive.
Not on this scale, yeah.
Yeah. So I cherish it because it's a very, very, very biting sort of portrayal of what's happening in the States right now. And it doesn't change anything, obviously, but
you can be, troubled by aspects of it to a different degree.
Yeah, but yeah, it definitely less so my favorite film this year, because it has fallen down mostly because of all the things that you said.
Another thing that has made it fall down a little bit. I still think it's a film that you should see.
Yes.
Generally, it's a very well-made film, warts and all. We went out of it, and I was talking about how I don't want any film to be political, but when a film is very overtly playing with aesthetics of politics, I expect certain things from it. And when we came out, we were like, oh yeah, this is so cool. It was showing how ineffectual, the lefties are, how we need to get our shit together in order to actually resist anything. The more I think about it, the less revolutionary I feel like the film is. We were talking about how disappointed we were in in Tarantino as well, and other people kind of playing wishy-washy. This is, we agree with the revolution, but this is not exactly the way.
This is going too far.
And I know this is mostly a father-daughter drama with revolutionary stuff around it as a plot device or as an aesthetic more than it's a film that's overtly and actually only about the politics.
Yeah.
And some people were disappointed with it. I'm fine with it. But I am kind of disappointed that at the end, the old guard letting the new guard, the daughter in this case, come into being and taking on the revolution. The end of it is her going to protests. And I feel like this is that's not a good enough message.
So the very ending of it,
going to No King's rally is not going to change anything.
True, I agree. The very ending of it, yes, I agree. In hindsight, yes, it's the final little coda on the film is not as revolutionary as you might expect from the movie.
So what I really loved about it is the satire of the police state and the fascists, and them literally in their mother's basement plotting about how to take over the world. This, some people will say it's obvious and it's kind of not that deep. Doesn't need to be deep. Those people are fucking stupid, and they're very. They deserve everything, and think it's very good satire and very good representation. And him being rejected and killed by his own people for not being able to live up to their
standard of whiteness.
Yes, standard of whiteness.
Yeah.
And
or rather, standard of adherence to what
purity too. Is great because this is what fascism is. It's going to eat itself eventually. It's going to kill a lot of people before it does, because it's impossible to sustain this level of purity. You need an enemy. You need to find it externally, and little by little, by removing external factors, they're going to eat each other, because it's impossible to sustain. It's a death code. Overall, I have some misgivings, especially with the
but still watch it.
But still, it's great. It's still worth seeing. Maybe you won't have that reading. Maybe you won't be bothered by it. I understand people who are. I see why they are, and I do feel like, even if he's trying to make this Obama point, maybe there was a better way to do it. But it's his movie. He's one of their last remaining great directors of tours.
Well, one of America's last remaining.
Yes, what I mean. Because we're American, if you don't know.
Everyone's American.
Everyone's American. This is the
all living
horror.
in America.
Yeah, this is the horror of our existence. Anyway, I feel it's a good film. It's tapered off. I have some criticism that tapered off the highs of it. I don't think it's that revolutionary. I don't think it's that. There are some warts. I wish maybe some blind spots by a 60-something white liberal guy. Which have not aged that well. Still a great film in all other aspects.
Okay, 2 rapid fires. Bugonia, I think bad, but I think you disliked it less than I did.
I certainly disliked it less than you did. I don't think Bugonia is necessarily bad. I do think it's disappointing.
I think it's empty. It's bad satire, I think. And I think that the way he directs directly clashes with the comedic potential of the premise of the film.
I agree. I think everybody who's seen Bugonia or is interested should watch the original Korean film Save the Green Earth instead.
There's one thing that I need to mention though, the actor who portrays his cousin, who is on the spectrum in the film, the actor is also on the spectrum. This is something that I didn't know.
I suspected it, to be honest.
I had no idea. I mean, I'm just mentioning this because it's a very cool thing. It's a good thing that he did that.
Yeah. I feel like it's muddled and it misses the opportunity. He's trying to address topical stuff, but not doing it deeply enough or saying anything meaningful. It's just there because it would be weird if it's not there. People expect it to be there, but he doesn't have anything to say about it. Some people loved it. Like Red Letter Media guys seem to love it. If you haven't seen the original, or if you're just into kooky art house stuff, if more of a casual viewer, I think most people will find this quirky and weird and interesting. I just expect more from this guy. And
I don't know if I expect anything from him, but I'm obviously open to being mistaken.
Well, I think the original Korean film is better.
Speaking of Korea, No Other Choice. Anything you need to say about it?
I don't know why people hate it as much as they do. It's a
I don't
action
know
film.
why they hate it as well, but I also don't particularly think about it.
Yeah,
It's not going to linger in my mind.
it's not going to linger. It's some
Even
things
remotely.
I enjoyed. I do feel like at the end when he's happily swimming around through the only human worker in a robot factory is a very cool, very poignant visual. He was killing people left and right for this.
Yeah. I think that the very ending is quite good.
I find Park Chan-wook's new very highly digital aesthetic kind of exhausting.
Mhm.
On the other hand, I appreciate it. I think we discussed it already.
Yeah, we did
I
mention
appreciate it. He's trying to create a new visual language for digital.
Yeah.
That's not just trying to emulate film.
that. Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite films of his. Certainly not my least favorite of his.
Mhm.
So yeah, I had fun. And I don't understand the hate of people around us.
Is the hate universal, or is it just a few friends that we have?
How would we know?
Have
Some
you
people love
read
it.
online? Is there a lot of hate online for it?
I feel like it's getting mixed results.
Uh-huh.
I see why,
Okay.
but it's not something out of the wheelhouse for this director. It's strange to read that it's like a dream project of his,
Mhm.
a film he sees like kind of his magnum opus, film he's wanted to make for a very long time.
Yeah.
I am curious to see because it's based on a book, and Costa Gavras
Version,
made a
yeah.
version of it like in the early 2000s.
Yeah, we need to watch that.
And that'd
some
be
point.
interesting to see.
We need to do one more stroke because we have 3 more movies to talk
Okay,
about. And hopefully by the time we go back to work, we won't get fired.
you can cut that out, partner.
So, which leads us to my personal favorite film of this year. Again, with the knowledge that we haven't seen Sirat and we haven't seen the Jafar Panahi film, The Secret Agent. I struggle to come up with anything bad to say about it. I think it's an amazing adult film made for grown-ups. It's a very soft film. It's a very thoughtful film. It's a very literary film, as you mentioned. Like it reminds of
Have a good book.
a good book. Yeah. Lovely acting by everyone. Beautiful cinematography. And the thing to say is that it's actually getting a lot of traction.
I'm very happy.
I was sure, obviously, it will be nominated for Best Foreign Film. It seems as though it will be nominated for a lot more than that.
I'll be
think
very
there's
happy.
Obviously, Wagner Moura, for sure. There's a strong chance that it will get nominated for screenplay. And maybe even more than that. I'm not saying it's this year's Parasite. I'm pretty sure the film that will win will probably be one battle after another. But I think the film has a very, very, very big chance of being this year's like big foreign, non-English language film that gets a huge push in Hollywood.
And it will be very well deserved if it does. And
Yeah,
we
sometimes
think-
the right movies get picked and get pushed. Sometimes the the right people win awards. And I'm really, really hoping that this will give him opportunities to spread his wings and do whatever he wants next. This is probably one of the most beautiful Brazilian films that I've seen in recent years. One of the most influential Brazilian films that have come out since City of God. So I'm really happy for it, and I'm really happy that we watched it.
Me too. It is also, I think, the best film
We've seen for the podcast.
we've seen
Yeah.
in maybe this whole year. There's a lot of things we haven't seen. I
Exactly,
haven't seen
exactly.
Hamnet. I haven't seen Train Dreams. I don't even know if I want to
I
see
have no idea what
Dreams.
Train Dreams is, but I'm sure it's good.
I didn't see After the Hunt, which I really wanted to see. There's a lot of
It's not Luca Guadagnino's year, but he had a pretty good year last year. Last year, 2024. I think Queer, for me, is a film that I really, really loved. I'm kind of in a minority with that, but...
I enjoyed quite a lot, but there's
And
stuff
Challengers is amazing, and it's insane that it got 0 nominations at the Oscars.
It is very disappointing because I think it's a great film.
It's one of the greatest
And
films.
talking about
of its year.
challengers, Josh O'Connor.
Yeah,
Other than Wake Up Dead Man, he was also in The Mastermind,
which I haven't seen.
which I saw recently with Nora,
Uh-huh.
and it was lovely.
Yeah, you
Just a
mentioned it during the
small-
Wake Up Dead Man episode.
Yeah, it was just a small, very adult, very minimalist kind of
Mm-hmm.
drama about a guy who tries to do a heist and fails and ruins his life. And he's not a great character, but he's very well portrayed. It's a lovely film. I
Okay.
highly recommend it. Talking about Spike Lee earlier, I haven't seen Highs to Lowest as
Me
well.
neither. We
This-
should.
Tons of stuff I haven't seen. Haven't seen Pillion, which
I
is
haven't.
Noura's film of the year.
I'm sure it's great.
I'm sure it's great. Didn't have the opportunity to see it yet.
Yeah, but just talking about the things that we have seen, Secret Agent is for me, I don't know. And also personally, it speaks
It's
to
the
me
kind of-
personally
yeah.
because of the whole Portuguese connection. And
This is the kind of cinema we're interested in now.
Yeah.
In general, it's gentle, it's deep,
it's political.
It's political, has things on its mind, not beating you over the head with it, letting you kind of live in a world and feel the tensions and the injustices.
Mhm.
It's a very, as you said, very adult film.
Yeah.
And I loved it. It might be my film of the year.
Anything else you're seeing there, like in terms of like films that we didn't talk about?
I'm trying to remember anything else I might have seen that's worth addressing.
Let's move away from the copyrighted music.
Yes. Give me a few minutes just to
No, a few minutes, damn.
just
We're
to
in
go
trouble
through
then.
IMDb and see if there's anything. We haven't seen Avatar Frankenstein. Anything we want to say about Frankenstein?
No, I'm disappointed and it doesn't linger.
Yeah,
And the whole Netflix thing we talked about in the episode about Wake Up Dead Man.
but I want to address something. I mentioned The Morbid Zoo, one of my favorite YouTube channels,
Uh-huh.
and she had a response video aimed at one of my other favorite YouTube channels about the Frankenstein. Atun Shea Films. I don't know if you're aware of him.
Possibly not.
A great guy. He does a lot of stuff to do with American history and like Revolutionary War and
Okay.
Civil War, but also stuff about, you know, colonialism
Mhm.
and the poor treatment of indigenous people, of black people in America, historically going through documents and stuff like that. But he also a big horror fan. He has a video about Frankenstein that's very cool, and he was talking about how disappointed he was in the new adaptation. Morbid Zoo does a response because she likes the film, and I don't like the film especially, but she brings up some interesting things.
Okay.
How you can see, for example, Atun Sheikh had a problem with, he feels like Oscar Isaac was too old for the film, and he feels like Frankenstein he needs to be younger because it's a young man's, you know, power trip that he needs to get over.
If you say so.
Anyway, that's his take. She counters with saying that us living in a world where 40-year-old tech billionaires are playing
of
God
course, of
with
course,
stuff.
yeah. You wanna challenge death. You
Yeah.
wanna challenge it when you're a bit older, actually.
Yeah, and you're still man-child.
Yeah.
Still
Of course.
psychologically, you know, underdeveloped, even if you're in your 40s. So there are some interesting things that put perspective on the film that I wasn't able to glean.
Yeah, we were
while watching
very
it.
distracted by the presentation, I think.
Yes, I still feel like this film was done dirty by Netflix, by this horrible color grading.
Possibly.
But I wasn't gonna love it
Anyway, yeah.
regardless. It just kind of petered out of my mind. It's not horrible, just didn't care for it. But there are people analyzing stuff and getting nuggets of things I feel like are interesting. So I haven't seen Die My Love. I haven't seen Hamlet.
I mean, basically, we haven't seen shit. So
Yeah.
don't take our opinions as any sort of gospel.
Just want to see very quickly, if I may. I'm really sorry we didn't get to make a Naked Gun episode.
Me too. I
It would
watched
have been a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. The main thing to talk about, possibly his performance, his level of commitment. If the Oscars had, let's say, 10 slots for actor instead of 5 or 4, I think it's 5. If there was more room for nominations, I would be happy to give Liam Neeson an Oscar nomination for his performance
Wow.
in Naked Gun. He commits. He really commits. And she's great as well. Pamela is great. But he really commits. He really delivers. She does as well. I think it's the joy of the film isn't necessarily the writing of it so much as it is the performance, I think.
I still haven't seen it.
Well, okay, we can watch it together. And
I would love that. And you already talked about Fantastic Four, how you didn't care for it.
I really didn't like it. No. It's a very... I mean, there's things to talk about, but honestly, if I did, I would be talking about Marvel more, and I don't want to do that. I was really disappointed by how empty the film is.
Didn't care to see the Phoenician Scheme because of kind of when this Wes Anderson
We're
out.
kind of out of Wes Anderson, yeah.
I haven't seen Eddington, which I wish I've seen.
Yeah, that's a big miss, I guess. That's a big... but I was so skeptical about it, and then some people tell me it's the worst film ever. Some people tell me it's amazing, which probably means that it's definitely worth talking.
I would think so. It's something we can maybe discuss later on.
Yeah. Maybe that's something that's worth talking about, I think.
Me and Orso K-pop Demon Hunters.
Is it good?
I don't get it. I didn't care for the music. The animation was okay, but it was just...
Did Nora like it?
Not really.
Okay.
Actually, my cousin recommended. I wasn't gonna see it, but she was like, "Oh, it's so fun! The music's so catchy." I was like, "Okay, I'm in the mood for something like that."
Well,
I'm not the audience for
you
that.
will get killed for these comments.
Yeah, I know.
The moment we get fans.
I know. I haven't seen Bring Her Back, but I also haven't seen Talk to Me.
No,
the YouTube
me
guys.
neither. Me neither. Yeah.
But I hear great things about it, and I'm open to being, surprised, pleasantly surprised. I haven't seen Tron Ares. Have you seen Ballerina? Are you even a John Wick guy?
No. I have zero interest in Ballerina, which was a troubled production, I think.
Yeah.
Loads of reshoots.
I think talking about zeitgeist and being on the cutting edge, it's a big miss that we didn't see a Minecraft movie. We really did a disservice to our
one of
listeners.
Luca Guadagnino's favorite films of this year, alongside with Mission Impossible.
Yeah, it's so bizarre.
I read some comment online that was basically saying that, okay, if I ever become a big director, I will also say shit like that because it's funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
Well, he also mentions the two Radu Jude movies that came out this year. He also puts them in the list. So he's showing us how much of a omnivore he is.
Yes, I guess so.
I've only seen one of the two. I haven't seen the Dracula one because I can't find it anywhere. By which I mean I can't find any screenings of it.
Of course.
And I was able to find a
screening.
I watched Continental 25, and I swear I watched it legally. It's pretty good, but it's not one of his best films.
I'm not on the Radu Jude bandwagon yet. I'm really missing out.
The one to talk about is Do Not Expect Too Much from the End of the World. I think that's the one to talk about. That's the one that actually put him on the map internationally, I think. Especially amongst like lefty types on YouTube.
Well, I'm a lefty type on YouTube, so
well, we should watch it together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's 3 hours long though, so prepare yourself for a very drawn out experience. But I think it's his masterpiece, and it's one of my favorite films of the decade, I guess.
Damn.
Yeah, it's up there.
High praise. I should really see it then.
Right alongside with The Secret Agent. I'm very quick to put films on my decade list.
So I did see Nouvelle Vague.
Uh-huh.
And talking about Richard Linklater, we did an episode. We talked about his career when we talked about the Before trilogy. It's fun. It's cute. It's very well made. It's very good at capturing this time period. It's shot like Breathless. Mm-hmm. It's a very good imitation. Few places you can see it's digital. You can see there's some green screen, but it's only a few shots, and it's technically very impressive. I have not seen Blue Moon, which is I think I would really like. So it's sad I didn't get to see it. The Mastermind, I love it. It's great. Haven't seen Rental Family.
What the fuck is Rental Family?
Brendan Fraser. It's the Japanese film.
Okay.
It was here in Kinomania. I just couldn't. I was working on a series and I couldn't be there to see it.
Yeah, sorry for my dismissive reaction. I've actually seen posters of it, and I didn't connect.
We still haven't talked about Honey Dumped and the Ethan Coen's films outside of his brothers.
We haven't done a Coen episode yet.
Yeah,
Coen
like versus Coen.
I'm not sure I'm smart enough to articulate what makes Coen brothers good. I think you have to be more of a literary kind of guy, I think.
Maybe.
A book kind of guy. I don't know. I can talk about their bad films, I guess it's easier.
They don't have a lot of them.
Yeah, true.
Even the worst ones have something interesting to say about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the one I really wish we could have talked about is Sirat.
Yeah, okay.
Because I feel like, especially if you get to see it, I think they're gonna show it in cinemas.
Okay, well, whenever I see it, we can record. We can record an episode, and it will be part of our next season.
Yeah, you should see it on cinema because the music is amazing and it needs to be pumping in your ears.
All right. I'm excited. I'm hyped. We have 2 more movies to talk about.
Yes.
Real quick.
Let's get to it.
Wake Up Dead Man. Do you have any new things to say about Rian
The more
Johnson?
I think about it, the less I like it.
Really? Maybe, me too. But also, I think people are way too mean to Rian Johnson.
Yeah.
I do think that people only react the way they do because they watched it at home. I watched several comments about how people couldn't sit through the whole film in one go and they had to stop it and watch it start again. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like a problem deriving from the medium, not so much the film itself.
I still think it would have been better as a miniseries.
Sure, but yeah, I agree. We talked about it extensively.
Everybody around me hates it. I don't hate it. I am kind of disappointed.
Definitely don't hate it, no. I don't have much hate in my heart, I guess.
Other than Mission Impossible and Bugonia.
I guess, yeah, and Bugonia. I guess I'm a very, very loving person.
You are. The sweetest boy. So yeah, we talked about it. We like Rian Johnson. We want him to do good. This is not his best work
No.
by far, and I hope he gets. I think you mentioned he said he's going to take a break from the.
Yeah,
from these.
just one correction. I said he's Catholic. Actually, he's not Catholic. I think he's Protestant. And if I'm mistaken right now, I can correct in a future episode.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, nothing much to say about the film.
I appreciate what he's trying to do. He's not doing very subtly or very deep. He's trying to address topical issues,
Yeah.
but it's kind of surface level, which didn't bother me so much in Knives Out. But
Because Knives Out works on its own terms. And like the plot has enough merits.
yeah, and this is, I don't know. I enjoyed. I think I'm in the minority that I enjoyed the final review, just as a a whodunit kind of montage of what happened, why it happened.
As we said, could have been shorter, could have been longer as a series. I have nothing to say about The Running Man.
Yeah, just I hope he recovers and does something better. Then we saw Marty Supreme, and we both loved it.
Yep.
It's definitely a highlight. I think I mentioned in the episode how there were like 3 glued to your seat films this year,
Yeah.
and this was definitely one of them.
Absolutely, and unfortunately we couldn't say the same about The Smashing Machine, but also I don't think I have anything new to say about it.
Yeah, just listen to the episode. We both had a blast. It was very happy that it didn't have. The more I think about it, the more I'm happy that it didn't have that outlandish vampire ending.
Yeah,
Because I love that it left you with a more optimistic feeling of
agreed.
trying to be a better person. If even Marty, the narcissistic piece of shit,
True,
can
absolutely.
become a better person, maybe there's hope for all of us.
So can you.
So can you.
Exactly. Well, it's been a long journey for our future fans. I guess you can just click on the next episode.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it.
And
And hopefully the gap won't be too long. I mean, we'll probably start releasing new episodes come summertime. And we'll probably start recording new episodes earlier than that.
yeah.
For next year, do you have any wishes in terms of like, do you want to do something differently? As I said, I would like for us to watch more festival films.
Absolutely. I hope we have the opportunity because festival films are the type of stuff we're most interested, the type of filmmaking
Yeah.
we're gravitating towards.
Yeah.
I think the big release era of our film enjoyment is kind of
Kinda, yeah. Kinda
Behind
dead.
us.
Yeah.
so. Yeah, I hope we get to do many more seasons. I hope this grows and finds an audience, and I hope people enjoy listening to us talk about this stuff.
I hope I put my kids through college thanks to this podcast. I hope I can sustain my film career thanks to this podcast. And you have the power to make this happen for both me and Angel. So thank you in advance to the future fans, thank you for making all my dreams come true. And hopefully the gap won't be too long. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Do you want to tease them about the other podcast? Or do
Oh,
you
it's in
think-
Bulgarian, so assuming that, I mean, yeah, most of our listeners are Bulgarian. So yes, we will do another podcast in between. I mean, we're now actually starting to plan a new podcast, which will be in Bulgarian.
Yeah, it's a longer form thing. I don't know what the release schedule is going to be, but the plan for now is for it to be a more in-depth look at genre cinema in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Going by genre. Episode is a different genre.
And it will be a research-heavy podcast as opposed to this one.
Yes, it's not a first impressions kind of thing. It's actually doing some research, digging up some forgotten films, watching them, discussing them, analyzing them, and trying to figure out why doesn't Bulgarian cinema...
Why don't we do
why
more
don't we
genre
do-
film?
Yes, thank you.
Even though we have examples to talk about, and that's what we are
And some of them are pretty
good.
cool.
Yeah. So for those of you who speak Bulgarian, definitely tune into that.
Radan, thank you for listening to our talking endlessly about...
Movies that we just watched.
Yes.
Love
It's
you
a
guys.
pleasure, love you.
And gals, and we'll catch up soon.
Yes. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ne. Cinema Strolls is an independent podcast brought to you by Hot Potato Studio.
Hosted by me, Roman Pessarov.
And me, Angel Radev.
Production, graphic design, and editing by me, Noura Al Kadri. Music by Angel Radev.
You can find us everywhere at Cinema Strolls. Follow us on Instagram and support us on Patreon and Ko-fi.
Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
Make sure to rate us, it really helps our show.